your information too. You also have a website too.
Yep, jeffwamester.com.
Oh,
right.
wow.
Wait,
Probably
hold
spell that.
on. No. I was just asking, you know, what's going on with your websites? Because I know, like, there's like, you have the jeffwamester.com, and then you have your MySpace. Obviously, everybody has a MySpace too. But
I actually have a MySpace, a Facebook, my own site. I have one on deviantart.com.
I just saw those like lists. And I'm like, whoa, he's got a lot of sites.
Well, actually, you'd be surprised. Like all of the work I've ever gotten so far in my entire life as a professional artist has been through the web.
Oh, wow.
Really?
You'd be surprised. There's so much work that actually the Dark Horse project came through a guy that I knew. I knew Nate. I've known Nate for quite a while, online purely, and then he had actually gotten me a hookup. He remembered. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm a good artist. I want you to come over and do this with me." Everything I've done so far has been through the web.
Now, is that mostly like through like MySpace or Facebook or just a combination?
Dark Horse was through MySpace. I've gotten a whole bunch of commission work through DeviantArt. They have a lot of people that really love art on that site.
That's what I was looking at.
And I have quite a few opportunities come through MySpace. I just started a Facebook profile, so it hasn't been that long. I haven't seen a whole lot, but and that's kind of hard to like get people to connect with you on Facebook. You have to know people. Yeah. MySpace, you can just be out there and people end up finding you. But
have you heard of Art Zone at all?
I think I've heard of it, but I haven't gotten on it. But
it's kind of like a MySpace type of thing, but just for artists. It was started by the Days 3D folks who create different like Carrara and Days, different 3D applications. Yep. But they decided to have a kind of like a MySpace clone that it seems to be picking up with more people. So I just didn't know.
Actually, another good one is comicspace.com too.
Oh, okay.
I'm on there as well.
You're everywhere. No wonder why we found you.
Well, that's
Holy
the idea.
No. It's a great. That's how you got to do it.
That's how you got to do it. You got to network.
You got to mark yourself.
I think too many people are afraid to do that. I've met a lot of artists that I'm really amazed by, and that like you never see them before.
Yeah.
It's like, how have you not seen? You're so good. And they're like, well, I just draw. And it's like, you got to get your name out there. You got to let people know you're out there. And if you're not, you're gonna stay where you are. Yeah. That's the only way to do it.
Well, I find that too with a lot of some people I know that they're just like, I'm not good enough. I'm like, well, you don't know that until people see it and give you feedback if they're and stuff.
My wife will attest to that because I do the same thing. I always say that I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. And I think every artist does that.
Yeah.
The more I read about it, the more I see it online, the more I see that every artist says, I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough.
But I think it's good to have a healthy doubt in your head. It makes you push yourself.
It's so funny because it's like kind of like the opposite of like you see the singing competitions online.
Oh, yeah, I think they're,
I am awesome. I got skills. I'm going to paint this up hard.
Like, what? And then you see artists, they're the complete opposite. The majority I know, even the ones that are just, you're like, how can you even doubt yourself for a second? You're so amazing. And they're like, well, I don't feel like I do it good enough. And recently, I've definitely found myself catching myself do it and saying, don't. That's every trap that you get into every time, and it stops you.
It's that,
don't let yourself get into that trap.
That artist doubt thing, that critic, that self-critic.
What is that? How do you get that? I don't know. Like, I got that with my own stuff. I'm like, what?
It's as soon as you put pen to a paper or anything or crayon to a paper, you get the disease.
You see, the thing is, the one who creates it sees every single little pockmark, misstep, everything. And when you look at someone else, you see every part that they did that they even felt they did really well. Yeah. And you see and you don't see any of those. It's kind of like how if people are insecure, they see themselves as like, oh, I'm this and that, and they look at themselves in the microscope, but they look at someone else, they're like, oh, they're perfect. It's like, how can you think that? Every person's like that.
I think that writers go through something like that too. Writer with they always talk about how I'm the biggest liar ever and everything. I'm such a fake and everything. When they're writing the book and when they get a book actually written and they're like, it's just. But every artist goes through that.
Yeah, and then you get the first time. Oh, that was just a flash in the pan first time.
Yeah. It's just beginner's luck.
It goes the whole way, and I'm the same way. Everyone is.
It's
creative.